there is an institutional thing within India, and that's something, for example, the Indian Air Force will never buy an American jet.
Okay.
It'll never happen.
Mhm.
We'll buy the helicopters, we'll buy the transport aircraft,
Mhm.
fantastic. We'll buy, maritime surveillance aircraft, we'll buy all sorts of stuff. Never a fighter jet.
Really?
Yep.
That's one of our top sells.
That's because, see, that thing comes with political constraints.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, I'm not going to ask you every time I need to use it. That's not going to happen.
Well, I believe a lot of our missiles as well come with political restraints,
Yeah.
and yeah, I don't see that. I mean, because I know that I just heard that interview with Trump, and he was talking about the Israel and Palestine thing that's going on, and when actually when the Israels were shooting bombs during the ceasefire, which was supposed to happen in like 12 hours, Trump said, and you know, Israel went ahead and bombed the crap out of Iran anyway. And except for the big bomb that was going in, he's like, which, we took down, we didn't let that hit, and it's on the ground. So it was like, wow, we didn't. How did we not let that hit? So how we just kind of that's
But
kind of
that's going to
weird.
happen again, by the way. They're getting ready for another round.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, because see, if you look at geopolitics right now, and as I was showing you the presentation the previous time we were online on my channel,
Mm,
you look at events after COVID, look at the escalations which have taken place. It started off with the Russia Ukraine, right? Sorry, started off with India China, the fracas that happened in 2020. There was a small little issue that happened between India and Pakistan during 2019. The big war started in Ukraine, right? So that's in the north. That basically got the entire Europeans, Black Sea, and the entire thing stuck.
mm,
Then you had the Azerbaijan Armenia thing that blew up, which is in the Caucasus, a little south, right next to the Caspian Sea. Then you had the Israel Syria thing, Israel Iran, Gaza thing blew up, right? Which blew up Israel Syria, blew up Israel Lebanon, and it blew up that entire region.
mm.
Then you had Israel Iran blow up. You had multiple battles in Africa happening in the Sahel region, which is basically the equatorial belt of Africa, the desert,
Yep.
which has been disturbed all through. You had the Red Sea blow up, where a lot of the ships and this and that go across, and there was a halt of oil and the Houthis bombing ships and whole lot of
Yep.
stuff.
Mhm.
Then you had India, Pakistan go at it. You had Pakistan, Afghanistan go at it. You had Pakistan, Iran go at it.
Yeah.
You have a civil war happening in Myanmar. You had Bangladesh blowing up. You had Thailand and Cambodia blowing up. You've got tensions in the China Sea, and you've got Rocket Man on the north trying to do whatever he wants to.
Yeah.
So when you draw it on the map, it's like a belt around Asia like this. Just plot these battles into the map. You have a belt around Asia, right? It's called basically the rimland of Asia. So if you want to control Asia, you light the rimland on fire and you control it. That's how you control the entire Asian, Eurasian landmass.
Hmm.
What happens with that is basically the powers in the Eurasian landmass cannot move out. They get stuck within their entire domains.
Okay.
So any retreating power, which is America, has a little more wiggle room to play around before it finally kind of goes into the sunset.
Wow.
It tries to come back into positioning by actually getting involved in all these things.
Hmm.
So the easiest way to stay in the top position is to get other people to fight. And that's exactly what we see happening.
Yep.
Now you see America coming into Central Asia. Okay. So you look at Trump's activities in the past 8 months that he's been in office. He's done deals with Pakistan. So if you look at a map, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and you're into Central Asia.
Hmm.
Exactly why he's looking for a base in Bagram. So it's Pakistan where Asim Munir becomes his pawn.
Hmm.
He's got to step into Bagram, and the next step he takes into Central Asia after that. And
Oh
he's
wow.
taking that same step from the West. So through Turkey, he's got an agreement done between Azerbaijan and Armenia for the Trump International Peace Corridor,
Mhm.
right? From Baku to Turkey, that thing that he signed in the office and everything like that.
Mhm.
And now he's crossed the Caspian Sea into Central Asia, where Trump and did a $4 billion or $8 billion deal, if I'm not mistaken, four or eight, one of the two, for locomotives in Kazakhstan, and a Boeing deal in Uzbekistan, which are the bordering countries to the Caspian Sea. So if you want to jump, these are the two countries that you have to go to.
Mhm.
Now, why are these important? Because the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative goes from there. The India North and South corridor comes down from there. That's why the port of Chabahar is blocked. So if he wants to get into Central Asia, he blocks everybody else's access
Mhm.
and does what he has to go inside there. The main reason is what? Oil, gas.
Mhm.
That's it. The Caspian Sea oil and gas goes west towards Turkey and goes across. That's why Turkey starts getting F-35s and
Yep.
whatnot. And then over here, there's another pipeline that comes down in from Afghanistan into Pakistan. Asim Munir starts getting stuff. And that's why he mentioned one day India might buy oil from Pakistan. Pakistan doesn't have oil.
Right.
So Pakistan becomes the oil outlet.
Mm. Mm. Wow.
This has been a plan since 1990s.
Wow.
All right. So
Mhm.
people that are advising Trump, for example, there's a guy called Zalmay Khalilzad who did the negotiation on behalf of America with Taliban for the final withdrawal in 2021.
Mhm.
He's again back in the scene,
Oh,
visiting
wow.
Afghanistan right now.
Really?
And this is the same guy who used to advise the Clinton and the Bush administrations on the same project in the
Really?
1990s. Yep.
Mm.
So you want to know a shocking thing? On in February 2001, Mullah Omar's nephew, who was the chief of the Taliban, the ultimate enemy of America, sort of a thing,
Mhm.
was in America, was in USA. He was on the soil of USA meeting with State Department, Defense Department, and Pentagon officials.
Really?
Yep. Well documented, by the way.
I believe you.
So he was there in and he was meeting them just to see if they could figure out a way out of this. There's a lady called Lali Helms, Lallihelems.
Hmm.
Her uncle was Richard Helms, who was the CIA director at that time. She was an Afghan American, and she was doing this on the March 23rd. Mullah Omar's ambassador, personal advisor, and his nephew
Okay.
Syed Rahmatullah Shah Hashmi was in America.
What year was this?
2001
It's been going on that
March.
long?
March, April, May, June, July, August, and September. 6 months later, 9/11 happened.
Wow. The timing. Wow. This is, and now it looks like the same
He's
players.
doing the same thing again. Trump is just revisiting the policies of the Republicans from the 1990s,
The Bush Republicans.
the Bush and the Clinton eras.
Mm.
Clinton was not a Republican, but his
Yeah,
he
he was
he
pretty
he had
conservative for a Democrat.
he was, yeah, fair enough. Let's put it at that. And as well as the fact that his all his advisors were more or less neocons,
Yeah.
which were the same breed of people with Bush.
Yeah. Mm.
So they had that similar kind of
Yeah.
outlook towards things.
Yeah. When Bush came into office after Clinton, he didn't sweep house.
Yeah,
You
he
know,
didn't.
he didn't.
Because the policy had to continue. Why? Because the oil needed to be controlled.
Mhm.
So when one of I forget, General Clark, I think, who comes out and says that there was a plan to attack 7 countries in 7 years,
Mhm.
that plan is still not finished, by the way.
Wow.
That's basically for the reset of the Middle East.
That, what you're saying is Netanyahu came out with that plan too. He showed it up about a year
So,
ago, right?
no,
Is
well,
that the
this
same
is a
plan?
plan. This is a plan written by a guy called Colonel Rolf Peters from the US Air Force in 1996. You can search it on the internet. It's called Redrawing the Borders of the Middle East.
Okay.
Okay. And this plan was made into, he made some amendments in 2004 and he put it out in public after that.
Really?
These things are all over the place. And if you look at what's actually taking place, it's not exactly what he had written. So that means there have been updates to this entire thing.
Mhm.
And yeah, where we see it.